welcome. Once again, we're back with another session of painting with Omizu Paintz. Yep, actually painting today again. Painted last night, so I'm going to paint again. So here we go. We got our water, we got our brush, we got our canvas. You can see it. We got our usual cat hair everywhere. Cat hair everywhere. So we might need some more. We might need some more black. Okay, hold on a second. No, we don't. We just need the quinacridone. Probably don't need all these reds on here. What did I use before? I used light magenta. I used the cadmium red. I used the magenta. All these other colors. Let me get out of here just because they're in the way. Let's get these out of here. Some of this quinacridone. It is very hard. I gotta use it up before it becomes a solid mass. It is not very, I'm not sure what's going on here with this thing. I feel like the cap was not twisted on there fully. So air got in there and started messing with it. Okay, so we have, okay, our magenta heavy body is still going strong. That is the Liquitex here. You can see that. Liquitex, light magenta, quinacridone, and our cadmium red hue is what we are using at this time to do this flower. Yeah, this cadmium red is almost kind of gummy too. Not as much as the quinacridone. Okay, so here we go, guys. We got those. As you can see, I'm just trying to reconstitute this blob of quinacridone. So let's see if this is too bright. That, hard to say because it's a little bit translucent and we're picking up some of the blue underpainting. Very, very translucent. No. Okay. That was was from the publisher about the images I sent. So, yep, another, if you haven't already heard or you're new to the channel, I also illustrate, just something I kind of, I wouldn't say fallen into, but, and it's not like I haven't illustrated, but not to this degree of illustrating. Usually it's just like little one-offs, you know. But this is like my first foray into the world of professional illustration. So right now I have one book I've illustrated for, second book that's in the process of being printed. These are not my stories, these are other people's. I'm just doing the illustrations. And I have a potential third opportunity for a kid's book. More dogs. The first two were dogs. Oops. About dogs. Okay, now what? I'm hearing notifications, but I'm not seeing anything. Can you see it if I hold it up here? Trying to get it to a place where you guys can see without all the glare, because I like to hold my canvases if I can in my hand, or be able to move them or put them in positions where I can get a better line or better line or fill. I don't know what I'm talking about now. Just trying to focus on not making a mess. So I think that's okay. That looks like the right, because the way you see it on my palette, it's right here. And a piece of cat hair. The actual, get that cat hair out of there. When I reconstitute it, it brightened it up. But it should dry darker than this. Whoops, sorry. So hopefully when I do, I go back over it because I gotta fill it in so it's more solid and opaque. As opaque as this translucent color can be or get. But right now it is very translucent. It's picking up the background colors or color. Again, something's in there. Sorry, my camera's in the frame with me. The arm on it is not long enough for me to bendy it around to a better position. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of getting the cast shadow of the camera, so. So it is a decent day outside. The sun is out. It's probably like 40 degrees or something like that. 40 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you not living in America, which would be, okay, 40 degrees would be, what, like, would that be like 10 degrees Celsius? Let me double check that. Okay, let's see. We'll bring up our fun little thing. Okay. Our fun Google fun. Let's see. Whoops, is it? Yeah, Fahrenheit. Nope. I knew it. Fahrenheit. 2 Celsius. Let's see. So if it's 40, yeah, let's see. Nope. 40 is about 4.5 degrees. What's 50 then? 10? Yep, 50 is 10. Okay, I gotta remember that. 60 is, whoops, not 560. 60 is 15. 70 is 19 and a half. Wait, that's 67. 70 is 21. 80 would be 26, almost 27. 90 is 32. And 100 would be 37. Okay. That was a fun learning lesson. Come on. Let's get back to full screen. Oh, off-screen painter. Off-screen painter. Is it blurry? Let me look at my monitor. Using my iPad and my my desktop today. Desktop is running OBS. We got it running again. I guess I just had to go to the website, the OBS website, and get probably the most updated version of OBS, which I hadn't updated since I got it or started using it back in the fall. And I haven't been using it for some time, maybe a month or more, because I have been streaming just straight from YouTube from my phone, just to see what kind of numbers we get. Definitely get better numbers streaming vertically from my phone. But kind of wanted to change Pace, because that was the end of that. Slummy. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back, because it's hard to doing it like this. This is kind of hard to hold that up for a long period of time. I only did that because I was tired of hunching over, trying to duck the camera. Yeah, my hair's all jacked up today. I did not comb it. I woke up, made coffee, washed some dishes, made coffee for my wife, made dog her food, got the cats their food. Just try to clean up a little bit. And since it's my day off from my day job, I am not worried about looking my best. Until I have to go out, and then I'll take care of all that. I thought my water was cleaner. So I am just trying to see how this works by creating these radio bands. Radial. So they are like, kind of like sunbeams radiating from a single center point out. Okay, I think I made that one a little too wide. That's okay. It's paint. It can get painted over. And I think I painted over that center band. It's okay again, because they all are going to need to be gone over again. So maybe later today I will work on the Keelan painting. I had got back on that the other day, and I probably would have worked on it last night if it weren't so late. So I decided to do this, kind of get another flower painting started. I have so many paintings I have started but not finished, so I told myself I am setting a goal for this year to finish paintings that I have started and have not finished yet. I've started them. I have many paintings I have started over the years, and I get to a certain point in their development or creation, and then I want to start something new. So I will start something new, but never finish the other piece I had started prior to the new piece. And after so long, you end up with a lot of unfinished work. And then other projects come up, like the illustration stuff, and you can never get around to working on them. So I figured in the interim, while I wait for if I'm going to end up doing this next illustration job, I said get these paintings done. Doesn't mean I won't start something else, but as long as I stay on task, that shouldn't happen. But I always have so many ideas and things I want to try out. I need to be more proactive in organizing my time and maybe limiting projects. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Why did my YouTube just stop? Not mine, but the thing I was listening to. No, we already watched that. Probably because I need to use the pencil. I am not using my Apple Pencil for this. Okay. Actually, we're going to go back to this. Up again. Gotta remember where my camera is placed. Hey, laughing girl, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome back. How's your day going? Oh, I don't need this. Whoops. Don't need to hear myself again. Oh, crud. Where'd my... Yeah, here it is. I'm good. How you doing? Still working, but almost done. Yep, I know that feeling. You at work when everybody else is not at work. It is going great. Just spending my day off, trying to be productive and finish some stuff. It's going okay. I got up about not quite an hour and a half ago, or maybe, yeah, I think it was about an hour and a half, maybe almost 2 hours. So I saw your post about going to the showing with your art in it. Looks pretty cool on the wall. Looking cool. I just had my Monday art studio session this morning. Oh, okay. How did that go? What you working on? Well, since I'm getting good response on the mosaic, I'm starting. Oh, cool. For your studio thing, or just from the show? I'm assuming from the show because you had that mosaic piece in there. Anybody make any offers to buy your work, or were you not selling it? It's for sale. It will be in the gallery for 2 months. Oh, nice. One person called to inquire so far. All right. Nice. Potential sale. Who handles the sale? The gallery, or does the gallery just kind of hand it off to you to do? The gallery handles it and takes commission, and the curator too. And the curator. Everybody's getting a piece of that pie. Yeah, as long as you get a good price on it, everybody can be happy. Everybody can be happy. I mean, as long as everybody's satisfied with the whole thing, then that's a good thing. You don't mind, take my money. Ha ha ha. Well, they're part of the process. I mean, if they do their job in showing the work and then selling the work, then they should get a piece of that. I mean, they're doing that part of the process. I mean, you already did yours, which was create the art. Unless you're going to take it upon yourself to do the sales, like find the clients and woo them and hopefully make a sale from that. I mean, that's what galleries should be doing. 40% is not bad. So that is that 40% total between the gallery and curator. I'm assuming so, but for you to get 60%, I feel like that's not bad. It's probably on the better end, because they could be like 50%. Yeah, and that's what galleries should be doing. I mean, if they're in that business, they should have a client list, and they should be showing the work they have in the gallery to their clients to find potential buyers. I mean, if they're not doing that, it's like you guys aren't even a proper gallery. There's a lot of these out here that want to make the artists do all the work, find the people. Well, bring your friends in or whatever. It's like, my friends aren't collectors. That's why I go to the gallery, because hopefully the gallery has a list of collectors that they deal with. I don't want to go into a rant about it. So I had to shut up. You think it'd be a lot easier here in the States to find gallery representation? I don't know, maybe it is easy. You know, you hear about people selling work, but I think the hard part is getting your foot in the door. Unless, especially if you're like self-taught, you didn't go to school, it seems like it might be a little more difficult because you don't have that pedigree. You don't have the backing of school, like a proper academic history. You don't think it's ever easy? Yeah, I think it's just getting out there and meeting people and navigating your way through it, going to gallery openings, going to museums, going to artists, open studios. I don't do that much of that anymore. I feel you got your foot in just by going to these classes. Oh, okay. And just getting noticed in those classes, like the one teacher told this curator about. Yeah, it's usually like, and she kind of keeps coming back to me. I mean, if she knows she can sell your work and get good prices, why wouldn't they try to recruit you? That's the thing. If they have people that are interested in buying the work that you produce, hopefully it's more of like they start buying because it's you and not the type of work you're producing at that time, because your work could evolve into something completely different, and that might not appeal to that particular collector because they started collecting your work because of a particular look or style or whatever. I don't know. I've made sales, but I don't have... My problem is I should have kept a email list of people who collected or bought work for me. And I kind of knew better, even back then, that that's something I should have done, but in the moment you're just like, oh, so happy you sold a piece. You're not thinking, oh, I should get their contact and have a mailing list and do a like a mailing, a newsletter, as far as like what you're doing, just keeping people in the loop. I think that's why I use YouTube besides documenting, is hopefully to keep people in the loop. The problem is with YouTube, the people that come to the channel aren't necessarily people who are collecting art, and I don't know how those people feel about YouTube. Like, I feel like YouTube's pretty big, but it's probably, as far as art, like, and I know people use YouTube to promote their, you know, their stable of artists and stuff like that, but you want to build a good mailing list too. I got MailChimp, but not using it at the time. What's the difference between MailChimp and just using regular email, like Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail? Or is it just another email, regular email? I've heard of MailChimp. Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I want to advertise print on YouTube because I feel that's more accessible to art lovers versus art collectors. Yeah, that's the thing, is with artists and social media, usually you get a lot of following from other artists and not necessarily collectors. Artists and people that just like art but aren't serious collectors. Those are far and few between. So when you do find somebody that collects your work, yeah, it's definitely important to make sure you stay in contact with those people. They may not ever collect another piece of your art ever, but you don't want to lose out on the chance that they would potentially. So yeah, that's where I've fallen short, was not. I probably have their emails, some of them, or I know who they are, but haven't actually put together an email list of all of them. And that's where gallery representation is kind of helps. Because hopefully they stay on top of their contacts for you. So taking classes. I mean, I could take some classes just to get back in the loop of things. I mean, Iowa doesn't have a whole lot. Well, I can't say that. Where I live. Yeah, I just feel like my art is all over the place, so there's no cohesion. It's just whatever I feel like creating, and that's what I do. I mean, like, these flowers are probably the most cohesive collection of pieces. But I am not producing these as fast. Plus I ended up selling one of these, one of my last 12 to the lady that puts on the art fair that I typically do during the fall. I mean, they do a summer. They do a summer and fall, late fall, winter art fair. And she usually buys stuff from, she'll buy little things from me. But she bought one of these canvases for like 40 bucks or something like that, I think it was. I wasn't trying to high buck her or anything. MailChimp is specifically for running pretty campaigns so you can easily track who opened or clicked. Not the best, but it's helpful still. I'm like that too. But if you stand back and look at your whole body of work, there's similarity in your color palette and approach despite the diversity of subject matter. That is true. But if you're trying to attract like any kind of representation, yeah, they want to see some consistency. Or maybe that's just the narrative I've been fed, and maybe that's changed. Yeah, I'm trying to stay focused, but right now the goal is to finish any work that I started, so I have work, and then I can start focusing. I think at my age now, I can start to focus more on series or little collections. I just need to just spend more time on developing that stuff. Yeah, the gift stuff, slowly but surely just produce. Yeah, these are way too translucent. I feel like I'm gonna have to do many layers. Work harder, not smarter, is what I'm doing. Is that the only piece you have in the show then? And this was a group show. That's a pretty big piece. There was an artist named Jimmy Law who was the main featuring artist. Okay. How many people were in the show besides yourself and this person? Or is it like a handful of people and their work were all kind of similar to one another, or mediums were similar? he's pretty cool. I think you'd like his work. Yeah, it's not not hard. I mean, I pretty much like everything. Even stuff that most people would be like, "Oh, that's garbage." I feel like if it's made by the person, with the person's hand, from the person's hand, I would be interested in it. Not saying that everything appeals to me, but I can appreciate most things. It's always something that I try to find or look in somebody's work that appeals to me or grabs my attention. Nine artists in total, and the theme was space. Okay. Yep, I have, there's a show coming up, just like a local, real small. Another artist I know here puts it on. They usually hold it at, or this particular bar has like an event space where they do music. They hold musical shows. It's kind of it's not huge space, but he always has access to it to do visual art shows. And this one's themed books, so anything related to books. It could be authors, particular stories, literal books. I know there's a guy, he does images, he paints on book covers. He's a airbrush artist, and he does portraits of the authors on the book. So he finds these old books and he does these portraits on them. Some of them are pretty good. Others, it's like, I wish you would have spent a little bit more time on it, because some of the portraits are like really well done. Other times they're like, dude, how many hours did you put into this? Like, quit being lazy. And he has a particular following that if anybody says anything bad about him or his work, they will go after this person. Like, either, typically it's through the internet. I haven't heard of anybody like attacking anybody in person because of that, but I'm sure they would get in their face and argue with them about it. But the thing is, it's like, as a practicing artist, and he's been doing this for so long, many years, he should know better. But I guess not artists are always aware of their blind spots. So can't say I haven't probably shown something that was probably not quite finished. But as far as portraits are concerned, those are easier to spot than, like, say, something that's like more abstract. You want to see the book art? If I can get some images, I will. But the piece I just finished, I'll probably put in because it is in homage to a comic artist who did a lot of graphic novels, or graphic, yeah, I guess you can say graphic novels. I mean, that's as close as I'm going to get, because I thought, oh, maybe I'll do like some just kind of paintings of my characters reading books or whatever. Just kind of like how Travis has his reader series. But instead of like using actual models and stuff like that, I would just do like come up with my own characters. But that seems pretty straightforward. And I would want to do something not so obvious. Like do portraits of the artist on the book cover. Not to say that's like bad or anything. Just like I said, it's just a little too obvious for me, especially when other people have already done it. And I'm sure he's not the first to have done portraits on book covers, but that's kind of part of his thing. Yeah, this guy is considered the godfather of airbrush art here in our area. So yeah, so don't talk ill of him. He's a good guy. I've met him, talked with him a bunch of times. I like some of his art. I'm not saying I like it all. Airbrush is interesting. I wouldn't mind using airbrush in creating. Yeah, maybe I'm just too nice. But I don't want to be that person that's like the asshole. Even though I am that person. A symbol that repeats in my work. I kind of have that. I have the Oni. I have frogs sometimes make appearances in my pieces. The kappa, the boy, are kind of repeating images or symbols or characters. Usually some kind of like flowers, creatures, kind of natural themes, but I haven't explored it a whole lot. There's an artist out there by the name of James Jean, and he does wonderful stuff. And I could see kind of doing work similar to that, but I do not want to be all of a sudden doing something that somebody else has already kind of done. Even though I'm doing stuff that people have done for centuries. Just need to do it in my, I guess, my own way. Still looking, still trying to find my thing. Well, it is almost 25 after 11. Just waiting for my wife to say she is ready to eat, have breakfast. I made her coffee, but she was like, oh, I didn't really want coffee, but so I don't know if she's feeling ill. But I can only imagine at least sometime by noon, maybe, or maybe not. I think I need to get back to just doing simple drawings, nothing too complex, just drawings. I think if I do that, I can develop, you know, some more work, but wifey needs some TLC today and every day. Yeah, she's been sick lately for a while now. But she always has like ongoing pain from fibromyalgia. So it's hard to tell what's just the normal and what's not. Drawing a day, start the challenge. Yeah, I hate challenges. I don't want to have a reason just to draw, but I need to be inspired. But I think going back to drawing, because I was kind of already doing that on my iPad. Yeah, my wife kind of bears through it, so it's hard to tell because she's lived with it most of her life, and so there's a certain level of pain that she manages to deal with and doesn't really talk about. But then when things that aren't related that arise, it's hard to tell if that's the fibromyalgia or something else. Well, we are getting close to having this second layer of this particular color done. I'm thinking maybe a third, possibly a fourth, only because this quinacridone is very translucent, but then it gets to become thicker and thicker than the other layers that cover better. But that's what I get for starting off with strange grounds or underpainting. Especially these acrylics, like very, very plasticky. That's why I kind of want to get back to oil painting, because the acrylics just have a different feel. I don't mind working with them in conjunction with other materials, but just straight acrylic paintings, just, I don't know. I don't know why this does this. It flips my screen. So you're seeing a reverse of what I'm doing. But as soon as I tilt it, you can see it flipping it. At that angle, that is the right. Weird. There's a portrait competition you want to enter, but you're not trying to think, but you're trying to think of a good portrait to paint. It needs to be from your own reference. So, meaning straight out your head or photos that you take. Oh, from your own. So straight out of your head. Does it have to be natural looking, or can it be distorted? Three more of this color. An hour and 20 minutes, not too bad. I spend the whole entire day. I could probably do it. Well, I don't know if I could do a 24-hour stream, but I bet I could do a 12-hour stream. Could I do a 12-hour stream without any breaks? Probably not. I would at least need to be able to run to the bathroom and or to get water and coffee and maybe a snack. But I guess if you come prepared, you have your snacks, you have your coffee, you have your water, you have your diapers. You could do a 12-hour stream, no problem. I mean, if it's just painting, I could totally get lost in the painting, in the making. Yep, diapers. What do they call those? Old people's diapers? Depends. I'm sure there will be a time when we all will be having to wear adult diapers again. Or diapers again. But the adult version. I hope not too soon, though. To be diaper free. Depending on how things go, I got a good 20, 25 years, 20, 30 years maybe before that happens. So have you thought of a portrait that you want to do? Would this be do you have to do like your own sketches if you're doing a portrait of somebody, not not somebody imaginary? That would be the ultimate portrait. If you could create a portrait of somebody that does not exist, that when the viewer looks at it, they're like, would believe that that person exists. That would be pretty cool. You don't know yet, still brainstorming? It can be any style. Oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be naturalistic. It can be abstract or... Yeah, that's getting very thick. Maybe I should make someone up. Yeah, if you can create somebody that somebody would look at and be like, oh, that's a portrait of somebody, but that somebody doesn't exist, that would be pretty cool. Oh boy, I just blew it. Come on. I just blew it. Quick on the draw. Don't ruin the other layers. Yeah, you'd have to come up with a very, I don't know, elaborate backstory, maybe? Why did I put that cadmium red on there, knowing that I wasn't going to use it right away, and now it's already dried up? Probably because my heater's on. Oh well. Wasting paint. Wasting paint. Yep, come up with an elaborate backstory and try to create, almost like creating prompts for AI. Oh, my wife's calling me. Hold on a second. I need a BRB screen. I will try to make a BRB screen, but I guess the dog's got to go outside, so I will be right back. dog had to do her business. Okay, now where were we? I think we were on the last two bands. Everything starts to fall apart all at the same time. Yep, we also had one of the cats barf on a rug, which is why I have this going now. The wash. Clean that up. The dog had also barfed, so I cleaned that up before she went outside. And yep. hold on a second, guys. Nice to see paint flowing from your hands. Water. How's it going, Mr. Emmett? Mr. Ferguson. Hold on a second. Get out of here, you naughty cat. Get out of here. Dude! Oh, you are naughty. Alright, guys, I gotta step away to go make breakfast. I knew this was coming. So, I will be back later on to either work on this or that big painting. It'll be some painting for now. But, yeah, thanks for joining, guys. Thanks, LG, Emmett. Appreciate you guys stopping through. I think you were pretty much the only two who dropped in chat, yep. But, yeah, I'll be back on later. So this is kind of what we got now. We're doing it. We're doing it. All right, guys. Hope you all have a good day or evening. And I will catch you in the next stream, hopefully. Bye, guys. Bye for now.